Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I will solve the Cookoff question of average flex. Now see the questions. There are n students in a class where ith students has a score AI and the ith students will boast. Boast means it will be praised, and if and only if the number of students scoring less than or equal to AI is greater than the number of students scoring greater than AI. To find the number of students who will boast. Then see the question. The question is saying that there are n students, okay, and there are so there are a1, a2, a3. These are the marks of the students, n students, and those students will boast whose numbers are greater than, or see, then those will boast if and only if the number of students scoring less than or equal to AI is greater than the number of students scoring than AI, that the AIH students will boast if the total number of students scoring less than him will be greater than the total number of students scoring that more than him. Suppose there are students and 5 students and scored 3, 8, 9, 4, 7. Then see here, 3 has is the lowest, so it will not boast, and see 8, and 8 will be compared with all the numbers. Then you will see that 4 is lowest, 7 is lowest, 3 is lowest, and 8 is equal to 8. So there are four total students who are less than or equal to 8. So he will boast because 1 is greater than 4. And similarly you can see that 9 will also boast, and after see, and 4 will not boast because 3 and 4 are only students who scored less than or equal to 4. So there will be 2, and greater than 4 are 8, 9, 7. So 2 is less than 3. So the number of students scored less than or equal to 4 is not greater than the number of students scored greater than this. And similarly you can see 7 will boast because the number of students scored less than or equal to are 3, 4, and itself 7. So 3 and greater than are 8, 9. So 3 is greater than 2, so he will boast. Now see the cost. Suppose see the firstly see the constraints which I have to take. The first line of constraints t number of test cases, then the test cases follow. The first line of each test case contains a single integer n, the number of students. The second line of each test case contains n ai, a2, a3, that is the marks of the AIth students, our scores, marks or scores. For the each test case output in a single line the number of students who will boast. Okay, suppose here 100, 100, 100 are printed. A score 100, 100, 100 are scores of 3 students. So I have to take test cases and total number of students and the total scores of all students. So I have to make an array. Firstly I have to take in the test cases. See, suppose n is the number of students, and the constraint is large 1000, is large between 1000 and n is large between 100 to 1. So no need to take long integer or long integers. So I will continue with normal integer. So int make an array of the students. So suppose I have taken an scores of n students. So I have to take input of all the students score. Then after I have to compare I have to compare that how much are less than or equal to, and I have to also the print the total number of students. So I have to take three count variable. So suppose I have taken here three count variable. One is the final, one is the less, one is the greater. Then we have to take another array for checking. Then for again we will take a for loop for checking the each array. Suppose in I have to check the first array, then I will take a scores of first, that is I, and I will compare, change the variable to j, and I will compare compare to each of the scores j. So for comparing, if if scores of I is greater than or equal to scores of j, then increment the place value. Otherwise, increment the greater value, that is larger value. And after ending this loop, compare that if the lesser value is will greater than larger value, then increment the final result, because in question it is given that if the number of students scoring less than or equal to AI is greater than the number of students scoring greater than AI, then only we have to count that boosting. So here I have taken scoring less than or equal to as less and greater than or greater than as greater. So if less is greater than larger, then increment the final by 1, and then after ending this loop, print the final. Let me show you the result in submit. Wrong answer. Okay. See, I have done a mistake as I have done mistake here. Sorry, that I have to reconsider less equal to 0 and large is equal to 0 again and again here, so that less and larger value will be 0 and larger equal to 0. See, now it will run. Sorry guys for the mistake. See, now it's accepted our code. So thank you guys.